What's up? My name is Hor, and welcome to Sunflower Pie. This is some random horror game I downloaded. So, we're gonna do maybe one, maybe two, maybe three, who knows? But this is called Sunflower Pie. I don't know. I don't know if the game's about sunflowers. Maybe. Who knows? But let's get into it, man. A short game by Jacob Kumsky. Press O for the options menu / sound settings. Sunflower Pie. So let's see what this game's about. The smell of burning skin pulls me from my bed sheets. A pair of hungry sunflowers amass in a tight little cluster outside my window. They stare at me with wide, unblinking eyes. Oliver, breakfast is ready. It's not polite to keep the cook waiting. If it was up to me, I'd sleep forever. But in this house, your dreams end as soon as breakfast is ready. No exceptions. Say something so I know you're still alive. They pulled the locks of my door ages ago, so I need to get up before Mom takes any serious actions. It's not like she hasn't done it before, either standing cross-armed in the middle of the room while I scramble to find a pair of socks or pants or underwear. Shame is an excellent motivational tool after all. Funny enough, I found out the best way to avoid these situations altogether was to just sleep in jeans and a t-shirt. Sure, it's uncomfortable, at least this way I can leave the room whenever I want. And as long as I look presentable, that's more than enough for them. I just gotta not mess this up. Sliding on a pair of flip-flops, I make my way into the kitchen. The stench here is overpowering, but at least it's familiar. Mom waits for me with a tray of something in her left hand. Good morning, sunshine. Happy Sunday. Make sure to finish this before Judith picks you up for church, okay? She aggressively slides the tray across the table. The head of a massive sunflower stares at me from a cradle of flaky pie crust. Eat your breakfast, Oliver. Please don't make me. I'm not making you do anything. I'm encouraging you to start the day off right. For a grown man living in a civilized world, breakfast should be a non-negotiable part of every morning, obviously. How many of y'all actually eat breakfast? I don't eat breakfast. Like, I eat one time a day or maybe 2 times a day, but I never eat breakfast. How many of y'all actually eat breakfast every single day? How can you expect to survive out there if you can't even do something this simple? She's right. If I can't even feed myself consistently, there really isn't much hope for me, is there? As I grab my fork, the unblinking eye of the sunflower starts to twitch a little. Every petal begins to slowly folding towards the center. There's only one way out of this, isn't there? I fold my tongue into the back of my throat and get ready to make myself vomit. Oh, thank the Lord. Ooh, that must be Judith then. Can't keep my future daughter-in-law waiting, can I? Wasting not a second of her time, Mom scuttles out of the kitchen. I grab a spatula from the cupboard and rush her sunflower pie to the garbage disposal. It's a bit of a struggle first, but eventually I manage to press all of it down into the void. Thin yellow ribbons start to stretch out of the hole as I flick on the switch next to the sink. The vortex ablaze makes quick work of my breakfast. Turning on the sink to help drown out the noise and wash the spatula, I sprinkle a few crumbs of torture petals back into the aluminum pie thing. Not the most convincing display of a well-eaten breakfast, but it's better than nothing. I wait a believable amount of time before entering the living room. Instead of Judith, though, Miss Lawrence is the one waiting for me on the couch. And there's my star pupil. I know I haven't been around much this week, but I hope you and Violet have been enjoying your last few days as seniors. He must be considering how much time they've been spending together. Sure, hope a certain someone's niece doesn't end up getting pregnant. Autism and epilepsy would be quite the combo, wouldn't it? Oh, Dolly, what's the harm in letting kids be kids? They're both 18, hardly children anymore, don't you think? Oh, then they're not exactly adults either. Lighten up. Maybe go out on the patio and now a little bit of grass. Miss Lawrence takes a stray $20 bill off the table and hands my mother a bag of grass clippings. Mom rolls her eyes and stuffs the plastic baggie behind the folds of her blouse. Whatever you say, Louis. Sunday is the day of rest, right? Miss Lawrence is here to take you to church, Oliver. Apparently, the Helvish family is having car troubles. With all three of their Corvettes and Judith's minivan. Horrible luck, really. If you're out there, then I assume that means you finished your breakfast. Good. Go put on something more respectable before you leave. You're going to a place of worship, not another one of your Ashton, not another one of you and Ashton's shitty punk shows. Run along now, Oliver. Oh, and one more thing. Say goodbye to your father before you go. You spent a lot of time in the backyard yesterday. He needs to check you for ticks. Yes, ma'am. That's my dad. Damn. Hi, Dad. What do you want? Damn, okay. Morning to you too. I'm going to church and then spending some time with Violet. I won't be back for a bit. Come closer. I do as I'm told and move closer to him on the bed. I see the candle lighter next to us on the dresser and begin holding my breath. You're clean. Have fun with your girlfriend. Thank you, Dad. I'll be home later. Be safe. Dad folds into himself and goes back to sleep. I eye the candle lighter next to him one more time and take a deep breath. Miss Lawrence declines to stay for coffee and escorts me out the door. Price on a cracker. What on earth happened to you, Dolly? Miss Lawrence pinches the bridge of her nose and sighs. Sorry. That was unprofessional of me. Are you doing alright now, kiddo? Thank you for lying to her. I know that's something you're not exactly a fan of doing, but it made my job 10 times easier. Believe me, she wasn't nearly this horrible back in high school. Maybe she's easier to be well behaved when you're wide awake, or when you don't have the burden of parenthood to blame for every little thing that bothers you. But enough of that. Let's get you where you need to go. Miss Lawrence leads the Helfish twins Judith and Andy know that I'm on my way to their house. She says that Violet will be waiting at our normal spot on the beach once I'm done with everything else. She urges me to enjoy my time with her. Other than Audie ducking out for a jog mid-sermon, church is normal as normal can be. And after a wonderful lunch of very normal fried chicken, very normal sweet tea, and exceptionally sweet biscuits, Judith and I find ourselves alone in her bedroom. It's just not fair. You're skinny, but it's not like you're starving yourself. There's no reason you shouldn't be allowed to prepare your own meals. Judith, the oldest of the twins, the girl who's been my best friend for as long as I can remember. For her, speaking is easy. I close my eyes and take a deep breath. Take a deep healing breath. Thank you, Judith. But it's no big deal, really. Yes, it is, Oliver. Look, sunflower pie is probably just the newest homeopathic craze sweeping the nation. Her support group likely recommended it to her after browsing the internet for 5 minutes. This will pass just like any other fad. It's whatever. They're trying to cure you again. I can only shrug. Judith's hands curl into petite, shaky fists. She's delusional. Sunflower pie, seriously? Whatever your mother thinks she's feeding you, it doesn't exist. And even if it did, it shouldn't matter. You don't need a cure, you never needed a cure. You've kept me in your life since we were children, that's no accident. It's clear Miss Lawrence did a good enough job teaching you, so why do your parents even care? I don't know why they care, but they do. You can't really change what people care about. It doesn't matter if I've improved, not really. They won't start caring until I'm either normal or dead. That's just the way it is. Or, Judith begins anxiously chewing the side of her thumb. Or what? Or until they think you're dead. Excuse me? Come live with me. Live with you? At least until the summer ends and you and Violet go to college. You know I can't do that. Why not? It feels dishonest. Oliver, they're going to get more insane the closer you get to moving out for good. But my parents are cops, we can keep you hidden. I'll keep you safe. You don't understand. What don't I understand? It's dishonest in more ways than one. I don't like lying to people. That's your reason? Don't be selfish. If anything happens to you because of them, I won't be able to live with myself. Don't say things like that. I'm not your responsibility. Of course you are. Judith, please. Judith's hands jolt away from me and slowly curl back into her lap. She looks meekly at her feet. Damn it, I'm shouting again. Damn it. I shouldn't have said anything. What's the point of being able to speak if I'm just going to keep losing control? What's the point of talking if it just creates more chances for Judith to hate me? I feel a deep wave of shame pass over me as I look her away. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell at you. No, it's fine. I was yelling too, I guess. Besides, I'm sure she yells at you all the time. It's normal. That's no excuse. It's not your fault. A person's home should be a place of rest and relaxation. It should be safe. You just need a calmer environment, I'm sure. So let me help you. See, that's what I'm talking about. Huh? You're sure that's what I need. You're confident about it. Everybody always has this conflicting opinions about what I need. My parents, Miss Lawrence, you. Everybody's confident they know what's best for me. And maybe they really do. Maybe I really am that stupid, but I don't think there's a way to make all three of you happy. Not without becoming something else entirely. I don't think it's possible to give everyone what they want. I feel Judith grew closer to me on the bed. This isn't the first time she's hugged me on a Sunday afternoon, but it is the first time it hasn't made me feel any better. No matter what you become, you'll always be my best friend. You give me so much just being that, Oliver. Isn't it obvious? She really is a wonderful person. Truly, I'm lucky to have someone like Judith in my life. But it doesn't matter if she's wonderful. It doesn't matter if her intentions are good. Because right now, her hug is just another gift. A meticulous planned gift to make me feel better. It's all sunflower pie. All of it. And I need to start preparing my own meals. Otherwise, I'm just another tick. I need to go. Already? Yeah, I'm sorry. But there's someone I need to talk with for a bit. You mean Violet, don't you? She's waiting for you, isn't she? You're going to live with her instead, aren't you? No, it's not like that. You don't need to lie to make me feel better. She's your girlfriend after all. It makes sense. You know I'm not lying. I get up from the bed and make my way towards the door. She's the only one of us that doesn't know what's best for me. I think I need a little bit of that right now, don't you? I see. This is pretty good. My offer still stands. It doesn't matter where we really are, or what this really is, my offer still stands. Please, if you ever feel like moving out, just remember, you'll always be safe here. I will do whatever I can to make this place your home. I promise. She's a good friend. That's a great friend right there. There are many safe ways to remove a tick from your body, apparently. Emil told me about that recently. He told me the last time him and Ashton and I went camping, spinning around with a cotton swab, gently using tweezers. Even basic soap and water works if you're patient enough. As time goes on, and our species continue to find more creative solutions to each and every problem we face, the list of ways to effectively and safely remove a parasite from your body will likely grow and grow. But these are things a 6-year-old doesn't really know. When you're 6 years old, you just have to trust your parents that everything will be fine. So when your father says the only way to kill that tick you picked up in the backyard is to burn it off, well, why wouldn't you believe him? You don't think about how needlessly large the flame from the candlelighter is. You don't think about simply heating up a needle instead. You don't think about how the dirt feels against your cheek as he presses you into it. You don't question these things. You just do as you're told. You stare up at the sunflowers your mother just planted, their hungry eyes glaring at you, warm in your blood like the rising Florida sun. But thankfully, you don't stay 6 years old forever. Thankfully, you change, you learn. It's unavoidable. Nobody knows that better than Violet, the girl who had to grow up faster than any of us. Nobody is better at helping you think of a creative solution to your problems. It's one of the many reasons why I love her. It's why... No. Damn it, no. Violet turns towards my voice. She crawls towards me in the sand, a second pair of limbs twisting around her neck. Her voice is smothered by ticks, roots, and stale blood. Oliver, please, run. She collapses into the sand as countless sunflowers shoot happily out of her spine. Her body starts moving, but only for a second. Hungry, the newborns turn to their budding heads towards the sun, but to me, Violet's limbs start moving again. I feel my face begin to swell with tears. What did you do to her? My dad? I did nothing. She was already covered in ticks. She was already sick. It's nobody's fault. Shut up. I grabbed the candle lighter in my pocket and jabbed it into his leathery gut. I rest my finger on the trigger and stare into his unblinking eyes as Violet's corpse shuffles towards us. Do it. Bite the hand that feeds. It doesn't matter. You are still covered in ticks. You will always be diseased. I feel my blood begin to boil, but then, like cold water ruling over dry, hot sand, something changes. I begin to feel myself age. I feel clean. I pull the candle lighter out of his gut and look at Violet. The wet tears in my eyes begin to clear the heat from my vision. Whatever. That word means nothing coming from you. Face too swollen to talk anymore. I turn away from him for good. And begin running back to Judith's house. Judith. I frantically search around the living room. A heavy thumping comes from upstairs. My mother stands in the middle of the bedroom with a hungry tin of sunflower pie. Behind her bookcase, I can see Judith hiding with a rather large butcher's knife. You didn't finish your breakfast. Why am I not surprised? I bet it tastes like sweaty dumpster fudge anyway, you hack. Judith makes her presence known. Even so, Mom continues walking towards me, her petals reaching out with every step. Stupid girl, I was going to let you marry her. But now, I think he needs a little more time at home, don't you? You don't get to decide that. Before I can say anything, Judith leaps out from behind the bookcase and drives the knife into my mother's back. Even so, Mom doesn't seem fazed. This isn't good, damn it. I rush over to try and help Judith, but before I can, both her and the knife are flung away with astounding force. Judith hits the bed frame and tumbles onto the mattress. I instinctively rush over the bed and try to move Judith on her side. She takes my hand off her body and begins looking around the room. Don't worry about me. Where's the knife? Eep. Judith grabs my chest and pulls me closer to her on the bed. You're completely incompetent, Oliver. Can't you see that friends like her will always feed from you until they're full? Shut up. You lay a finger on him and you're pig food. My, what a foul mouth. And from a sweet-looking girl, how curious. See, Oliver, you can't even recognize when somebody's taking advantage of you. And that's because they root themselves in the back of your neck. That's why you need us to point them out to burn them off your body. Mom lifts the sunflower pie towards my face. Now, eat your breakfast. Is that a gunshot? Something loud cracks through the air. In a second time. In a third. In a fourth. In a fifth. Miss Lawrence stands in the doorway, smoke rolling from the tip of her revolver. Yes, sir, I always knew she was a real one. There are tears in her eyes. Good Lord, Dolly. What happened to you? Mom grabs her chest and falls into space between Judith and Andy's beds. And as she does, Judith leaps up and moves over to the sunflower pie. It squeals in agony as she repeatedly crushes it under her heels. Enough. Both of you, get away from her now. The two of you aren't nearly lucid enough. That will only slow her down at best. Judith rolls her eyes and leaps over the bed frame. She finds her knife stuck in the wall and pulls it out with a flick of her wrist. Miss Lawrence wipes her sleeve over her face and shakes her head. Already Mom is beginning to claw at the sides of the bed and pull herself up. Miss Lawrence looks at me with conviction and places the revolver in my hand. Don't worry about it, Violet. None of this is as bad as you think it is. Oliver, I need you to shoot yourself. Excuse me? Remember everything you experienced tonight as you do. Hold on to it, learn from it, and I swear no harm will come to you. Are you insane? Oliver, do not do something like that. We need to kill this lady now. Judith and I will find a different way to get out of here. This is your lesson. You need to act while these feelings are still fresh. You cannot be serious. You are dealing with matters far beyond the scope of basic human understanding, Miss Helvage. Trust me, this is the only way for any good to come out of this. Oliver, don't listen to her. This is real. If you shoot yourself, you're going to die. Stop distracting him. The gun feels heavy in my hand. Suicide or murder, those are my options. That's what I've been given. Those are my gifts. Mom kneels on the ground next to the smashed remains of her sunflower pie. I don't know, she sounded pretty convincing. I can't make everyone around me happy as much as I want to. I cannot prevent myself from changing either, it seems. And sometimes, as much as it sucks, there's really only one good solution to a problem. Maybe this is it. At least this way, if I change, there's a chance I'll change into something I can live with. I place the gun on the bed and kneel next to my mother. Hey. She's crying, obviously. I'm sorry. I know you probably worked hard on that. My mom looks up from the floor. You're a picky eater, Oliver. I shouldn't be surprised. You've always been, ever since you were a kid. I know. But I'm not a kid anymore. I just wanted you to try something new. I know. Listen, Mom, I don't think I can live with you and Dad anymore. I know it's going to be new and scary, but I'm 18 now. I think I'm ready. And I need you to be ready too. What I have is almost certainly genetic, which means, as much as she doesn't want to admit it, Mom probably has just as a hard time with change as I do. She's always been terrified of things she isn't prepared for, at least to some degree. Even so, every child should strive to become a better version of their parents. So I owe this to her. I owe this to myself. She isn't saying anything. Am I really doing the right thing here? I move closer to her on the floor and put my hands on her shoulders. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Perfectly. That was very well spoken. Good job, son. Don't try to help me anymore. I need a couple months alone, maybe even a couple years. So don't come looking for me. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? She nods. I grab a chunk of sunflower pie off the floor. It rests in my hand, limp and lifeless. Mom and I work together to pick it all off the floor and put it in Judith's wastebasket. Once we're done, I help her off the floor as well. Okay then, I'm going now. I'm sorry it has to be this way. She nods, unable to make eye contact with me anymore. I begin making my way toward the door. Your hair. You used to have such beautiful curly hair. I was so happy when I saw that you ended up getting it from me. So why did you get rid of it? Why? Why did I straighten my hair? It's hard to remember the exact reason, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter. Move in and give my mom a gentle hug, because I wanted to. It still curls on its own every now and then, though, don't worry. It's always going to be there. She hugs me back. That's fine then, I guess. Good. Bye, Mom. Yeah, goodbye, son. Stay safe. There's no way for me to know how much of that was real. Then again, it doesn't really matter. I know what I need to do now. I hand Miss Lawrence back her gun. It's done. I suppose it is then. It's tempting to just be homeless for a while. Sirens Call, Florida is a nice town. There's lots of places on the beach where I could sleep. It's not like I have much to carry around either. I'm certain I could pull it off at least until college. Since it tells me that solitude would give me plenty of time to make sense of all this. It wouldn't give me time to write. However, I could think of a few people that might be against the idea. Oliver, I know, your offer still stands. Thank you. Walk out the door and into the morning light. Surprise no one. The Florida sun is delightfully oppressive. Just give me a day or two to sleep on it, okay? Oliver's story will continue in Sirens Call. That was pretty good. That was actually pretty good. I really like that. Let me see if that's out yet. Sirens Call. Yeah, it is. That was actually really good. Planned release date 2025. Damn. Alright. I guess we're going to play Sirens Call. So this is almost done at 46%. Home is where your body is, and like any good terrorist trap, Sirens Call will do whatever they can to keep you there as long as possible. If I drag you down like crabs in a bucket, it will make this place your home. This is a free beta for Siren's Call. Escape velocity. Okay. 75%, almost done. That was pretty good, man. I always like visual novels. They're always interesting. 91. All right, 100. There we go. All right, this is Siren's Call. Pull that up. This game discusses ideas and uses phrasing that may make individuals on the autism spectrum, as well as those with / close people with epilepsy or depression, deeply uncomfortable. If you like, you can view a more detailed warning by clicking the above button. This more detailed warning will contain slight spoilers for Siren's Calls. Nah, I'm straight. By proceeding past this menu and playing Siren's Call, you consent to the exposure of content pertaining to these subjects. I agree. This game is a work of fiction. Any names, characters, places, businesses, events, and situations are either used in fictitious way or Can I read? Damn. The pen sword. Get into a Siren's Call. A writer is generally unable to tell the truth. That is why we call it. That is why we call what he writes fiction. Fiction is the lie through which we tell the truth. This story is a work of fiction. I cannot read today, man. Siren's Call, Florida, May 12, 2011, 60 miles north of. The cake just fired another rocket into the sky, but nobody's looking at it. They're looking down at the heartless asphalt. They're panicking. But I won't look down. I can't. So I'll keep looking up at this rocket. Rockets. No matter what the experts say, rockets only exist for one purpose. They're our ticket for leaving home. The prototype of our salvation. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows we're gonna need to get the hell off this planet. But Florida has amusement parks, beaches, and bottomless margaritas, so it's good at helping people ignore how screwed we are. They still know, though. Everybody knows. But nobody talks about it. You need to look down, Oliver. That's the duplicity of Florida. It's our gateway to the cold, inevitable, unknown, in our personal Lotus land. To here we arrive, and from here we shall leave. That is our claim to fame. Oh, and the weather. That's right. We're famous for our hurricanes. This is how adults deal with their problems. Maybe someday, when all bags are packed and our fancy new rockets are stuffed to the brim with human cargo, a giant hurricane will inexplicably cover the state. We'll be trapped, forced to live with the consequences of our own actions. We'll be unable to run away. Cut the crap, Oliver. It's your fault this happened. You need to own up to it. So be an adult and open your eyes. Wait, why am I thinking about this? People were panicking just now. They were panicking so much that nobody was watching the rocket. But wouldn't that be considered normal? Isn't it normal to be afraid? Maybe I'm wrong about all this stuff. Maybe we don't need to be trapped here by a hurricane or whatever. Yeah, the world was lovely once, a veritable Garden of Eden, but maybe that's not what we need to be mature as a species. Things might just be better somewhere else. After all, isn't that why we all work so hard to help you leave? Love yourself and Siren's Call. August 12th morning. Voicemail, you have 5 new messages. Damn, 5? First message. Hey there, college boy, it's Mom. Well, Violet's mom anyway, obviously. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. I can't believe you're actually going to college. I'm so proud. Anywho, I'll be back from Denver later tonight, assuming there's no delays. I'll probably be tired, so I'm just gonna drop off my luggage and then we'll make a bait line for your hotel. We won't have time to drive through anywhere, so you should probably eat something before I pick you up. I'll likely be back by 8:30, so make sure you're ready to go by then, okay? What else? What else? Oh, can you make sure Violet cleans a bit before I get there? I doubt you two made much of a mess, it's just extra work, you know? No pressure though. Well, enjoy the day. Can't wait to hear about your summer. College. How exciting. Get ready! End of message. To delete message, press 9. Save message. Dude, it's 2011. Get a cell phone. You're literally the only person I leave voicemails for at this point. I'm not doing this anymore. Once you move to Asheville, I mean it. It's dumb. Even Emil isn't that backwards, and I'm pretty sure he still carries around a pocket watch. Anyway, I'll be on Flagger at the usual spot. I'll buy you a burger or something, so come on down whenever. Later, bro. End of message. To delete message, press 9. Next message. Hey there, nerd. It's Andy. You're not getting out of training just because it's your last day. I'm in town, you know. We'll have to cut it a bit short, but that's just fine as long as you make time to go back home and say goodbye to Judy as well. You're planning on doing that, right? You should be she'd be devastated otherwise. Well, whatever. I'll be warming up at the park, so hurry on over. It's hot though, so bring water if you don't want to die. Or don't, your call. Bye! And a message. Delete message press 9. Next message. What's this for? Oliver, Emil here. I was wondering if you finished up with the book yet. We might not get another chance to discuss it in person given the circumstance, and I can't think of a better way to spend the day. I'll be at the library when you're ready. Also, one other thing. Have you been deleting these voicemails like we discussed? I doubt anything will come of it, but best to leave our trail cold simply as a precaution. You're our leader, so I'm sure you've been on top of things per normal, but I figured it wouldn't hurt to remind you just in case. Regardless, I'll see you soon. Stay sharp. And a message. Image press 9. I think it's the last one. Oliver? Hi, how are you? How's Violet? It's Judith, by the way, not Andy. I know we sound similar over the phone, so I don't want to confuse you again. Happy last day of summer, I guess. Are you feeling okay? Do you have any plans for today? I know you probably have to pack, of course, but after that, are you doing anything fun? It's the last day of summer, so it should be fun, right? You're probably busy though. I'd be busy too if I was going to college. That's why you didn't answer the phone, right? Because you're busy? I'm sorry if I disturbed you. If I don't see you again, good luck at college. Make sure to let us know when you're back home for breaks and stuff, okay? Okay, good luck out there. Thank you, Oliver. Goodbye. Bye. End of message. There are no new messages. To repeat save messages, press 1 now. Say goodbye to your friends. I already did that, so investigate home. This house does not belong to you. Wait, can I do that again? Window. Okay, window. A beautiful, silent summer day waits for me outside. Fun stuff. No, it might be fun. It might be fun. I just gotta have the right attitude. I've just gotta keep going forward. Okay, suitcase. It shouldn't take more than a few minutes to pack up all my clothes. Yeah, as long as I'm back in a little bit before 8:30, everything should be good. I guess one of the perks of growing up poor is that you really never have much you need to pack. It's kind of handy actually. Journal 8. Now that the investigation is over, I should probably destroy this or something. I'm pretty sure Emil has recorded all of the important stuff anyway. Even so, it's hard to just let stuff go up in flames like that. No, I can't get sappy. The smart thing to do is just to leave it all behind. I've already made my choice. When I get up to Asheville, I'm burning this. End of story. Okay, Violet's bed. Violet's bed. She still hasn't changed the sheets from last time, has she? Well, goodbye gross bed sheets. Goodbye Mr. Dolphin and Mrs. Donkey. Don't you dare tell anyone what we did in here. What did y'all do? Miss Lawrence room. I shouldn't be in here. Why am I even in here? Even though she hasn't been here all summer, I'm still a guest in Miss Lawrence's house. I should respect her privacy. But if she hasn't been in her room for this long, then how the hell does it still smell like wine? Bass guitar. Haven't played all summer, even though Violet keeps asking me to. There just hasn't been enough time, honestly. I can only play a few crappy ska songs anyway. Even if I enjoy playing them, that's still nothing worth showing off. Nobody remembers the bass players much anyway. Well, almost nobody, I guess. Spice rack. An absurd number of spices hangs off the wall. One of the jars labeled Spice of Love is almost empty. Is that the stuff she keeps sprinkling on top of my burgers? I'll allow it. Maybe it's the secret ingredient to a happy relationship. Couch. As much as I want to lay down for a bit, it's irresponsible to sleep my life away. Sounds like something Dad would say at the very least. Then again, maybe lack of sleep is why he was always so cranky. That's still on him though. That's always gonna be on him. Food processor. There's a bit of black bean burger stuck to the inside of the food processor. I guess Violet's already made herself some lunch. Adorable. She's such a cute little herbivore, I swear. Kinda weird that I didn't hear that thing go off while I was sleeping though. I wonder why that is. And canvases. The stack in the living room was way smaller than it was yesterday. The next project of hers must be really important if she's bringing so many backup canvases. Hope she didn't have trouble carrying all of them out the door. Why didn't she wake me up? I would have been more than happy to help her. A new gallery image has been unlocked. Okay. Guess we're leaving home. What the heck? Okay, I'm here. Cry bucket. And Judah's house. So I guess we're gonna go to the crab bucket. Hey there, Oliver. Lovely weather we're having today, huh? Some days I don't recognize somebody I don't recognize say something to me while I'm walking. As non-descriptive and generic as this moment is, I still make an effort to smile and wave as we pass each other by. Ash is sitting outside of Jake's crab's bucket, playing on his cell phone. He seems to have noticed me approaching though and gets up from his seat, flipping his phone closed in his process. Hey dude. He only looks at me for a second before turning toward the restaurant. You hungry? I'm hungry, so let's get some food. Oh, and I'm buying, but you gotta order water if you're thirsty, okay? You can get whatever food you want, but I'm not paying $3 for a soda. Money's kinda tight right now. $3 for a soda is insane though. This will take long for Ash to place our order. I always get a steakhouse burger whenever I come here anyways, and I guess he's picked up on that. Even remembers that I like mine medium rare and tells the waitress as much during our order. It's a real treat to watch him be accommodating like this, given how abrasive he sometimes is. Normally, whenever the six of us eat, Ash just plays on his phone until the food arrives, letting Emil and Judith do most of the strategizing. There's nothing normal about today though, is there? I'm gonna be real, man. Things were really crappy before I met you. Ash immediately jumps into it as brazen as always. He fiddles with the banishment switch before eventually squeezing it with his right hand. And even after that, I was still pretty sure that summer was gonna be lame, no offense. I had it all planned out. I was gonna work with Dad on the weekends, maybe hop online at night and play some Bone Sword with you in the mill. I was gonna keep on trying stuff like that over and over and over again, the next day and the next, until I don't know. Until I started feeling like an actual adult, I guess. That was the plan. That was my plan. It was all I had. Ash just scowls, putting more pleasure on his wrist. Pressure. Never thought I'd end up being a hero. I didn't even know something that was possible for a guy like me. I always thought I was just some jerk, just another one of those punks at school nobody give a damn about once you're not stuck in the same class as them anymore. The kind of kid that's stuck being a kid forever. It's crazy how things ended up though. My My wrist? Yes, it'll heal. It still stings a bit though. I don't know if you saw, but that thing bit down to the bone when it attacked me. If it wasn't for a meal dripping in, I'd probably have a hook for a hand, which would be dope, but a lot harder to explain to my old man, know what I mean? Kinda excited to see how the scar ends up looking though, not gonna lie. I don't really know what I'm gonna do now though. All the important stuff is over. It's time for me to start acting like an actual adult. I feel amazing. Every time we came out the other end of the locker, I had to make peace with the fact that tonight could be the night. We all could have died back there, you know? We never really talked about it much, but we definitely could have just ate and died together, right? And my old man would have had no way of knowing what happened to me. I used to think about that part a lot when we first started, like, what will happen to my body and stuff. I didn't know if anybody would be able to find it. I wasn't sure if I'd rot back there or if I end up like those guys they found with their heads split open on the sidewalk. I didn't know which would be worse, honestly. It was really creepy going into that place every night, but I think being brave is the absence of fear. Bravery is doing what needs to be done, even if it's scary. Even if you're terrified. I used to be such a coward back in high school, starting fights that I never had a chance of losing. It's not enough to just fight though, it has to be a fight you might not win. I feel like I've finally earned the right to view myself as brave now. I feel brave, I feel amazing. I don't really know what I'm gonna do now though. All the important stuff is over. I guess it's time for me to start acting like a real adult, or actual adult. That's what Mel says anyway, and that nerd hasn't been wrong yet. I'm sure we're fine. Those sudden death incidents were happening a whole bunch before, right? And now we've gone 2 weeks without anybody seizing. There's gotta mean something, dude. Not only that, but the backside of the locker's been completely dead every time we go in since. I get where you're coming from, but that place is a total wasteland now. So relax, okay? You did good. We all did good. I don't really know what I'm gonna do now, though. All the important stuff is over, so I guess it's time for me to start acting like an actual adult. I asked him everything. Log, save, load, main menu. Quick save, quick load. No. So what do I do now? Is I ask them everything. Can I back out? Oh. Wait. I did not mean to do that. Wait. Can I go back? I could just reread it, right? Okay, cool. You better keep to that. When I start my new badass life as an adult, I want to be able to know about it. Don't tell the others, but I've been thinking about getting a houseboat when I finally be able to move out of my dad's place. Got no idea what I'm gonna do for a job though. Hey, I know pirates aren't really a thing anymore, but how about detectives? We both got to experience solving mysteries now, don't we? Maybe if the whole higher education thing doesn't work out, you can move back down here and the two of us can start something up. There might even be a way to turn what we did in the underworld into something that makes us some serious cash. It'd be nice to keep doing what we've been doing but actually get paid for it. What do you think about that, my dude? Talk about Ash's ideal future until our food arrives. After bed, we finish eating Ash's choose worth food to the bill. Damn, I guess this is it, huh? I'm sure you got other things you gotta do, so I'll leave you to it. Asher walks over and hands me a small slip of paper with his phone number on it. Give me a call once you've touched down to Asheville, alright? I love you, bro. Thanks for the adventures. I acknowledge Asher's sincerity with reassuring thumbs up. I'll see you soon. Asher's a real one, bro. Stay cool. You good ass dude. Journal pages 2 through 6 have been recalled. When you paint a big fake smile on your face, it only takes a little rain to wash it off. Remember that. Alright, we seeing Miss work out a lot. Hey kid, how's your lady friend doing? Somebody I don't recognize say something to me while I'm walking. As nondescript and generic as this moment is, I still make an effort to smile and wave as we pass each other by. Andy's doing some pull-ups on a set of bright green monkey bars. At first, it almost seems like she's in some sort of trance, completely focused on the rhythm of her workout. But then I step into her domain, Jujutsu Kaisen, and like some sort of homicidal jungle predator, Andy flings herself into the air and starts barreling towards me. Hey there, Slim, glad you finally made it. Without missing a beat, Andy stands straight, walks over and slaps me on the butt. You ready to run? We don't have a whole lot of time to do on the window, you know? Come on, let's get out of here. She's already several yards away from me by the time I'm done processing everything that just happened. As silly as exercise seems right now, I know better than to try and fight her on this. And as soon as I'm told and start jogging after my friend, our route pretty much takes us all over the island. With the exception of a few motivational insults to keep me moving, Andy stays mostly quiet as we cut through our way through Siren's Call. That is, of course, until we get to his house. You already met up with him today, right? So he should be home by now. Andy peeks over the dilapidated fence and staring into the dark groove of palm trees and ferns shrouding Ashton's home. His TV isn't on. I swear if that boy is out working, I'm gonna bop him into next week. Hey, Trash Ton, unless you're ambidextrous, there's no way you're gonna be able to jerk it with a broken wrist. You'll have blue balls for the rest of your path, dick little life. Are you good with that? Andy waits for some sort of response, but no lights flick on from within the house and no voice comes bearing sarcastic retorts from the bramble. Unreal. Moron. Doesn't know that your body can't heal itself if you keep putting pressure on it? If he's out there lifting boxes with his bum of a father when he should be resting. She grits her teeth and begins sprinting away from the property. Is this what's his name's house? Oddly enough, the air around me is insult free for the reminder of our jog. After some time, Andy and I reached the halfway point of our normal route, the arid walkway in front of our old high school. Andy, for some reason, looks as she's about to vomit. I barely have any time to rest before she turns around and starts jogging again. Sorry, but we're not stopping here. Even if the rest of us are still all alive, that school will always freak us, will always reek of death. I can't wash it off, 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 and nothing can change that. Come on, I'm not slowing down. We'll do our stretches back at the park, alright? Even though my body is numb with fatigue, as I do as I'm told, it fell Andy. After what feels like hours, we finally make it back to the park. I find the nearest beach and collapse on it, or bench and collapse on it. Andy, unfazed, throws her right leg up on a picnic table and begins stretching. Oliver, we've been over this. If you don't stretch immediately after running, you're just gonna be sore in the morning. Get up. You need to get in the habit of doing this. Get up and stretch. It's not like she's giving me a choice, damn! After psyching myself up a bit, I do as I'm told to walk over to Andy. We stretch our bodies using the crusty wood of the picnic table to prop ourselves up. Hope you realize how important it is to actually do this kind of stuff. Even if you're okay with being sore tomorrow, you need to be able to defeat the voice in your head that's telling you to relax. That's the real reason we do this, Captain. It's not even really about being healthy, it's more about being able to win every argument you have with yourself. It's about destroying the parts of you that are weak, it's about willpower. Andy smiles at me, clearly satisfied with her monologue, and sits down on the table, signaling to me that our workout is over. You see, right now you're still inexperienced, so your mind is like a ball of wet clay. When outside force puts pressure on it, it'll conform into whatever shape it needs to be in order to be comfortable. Exercise is an outside force, except unlike most things, we get to decide when we're exposed to it, which is perfect. If we know that pain is coming, then we can use it. We can use the pain to condition ourselves and fight those urges to become comfortable. We can use it to kill the parts of ourselves that are slow and weak. And once that weak part of you is dead, there's nothing left but strength, which I promise is going to come in handy once you start doing all-nighters or whatever. Your brain is going to be, oh, I can just do this essay in the morning, I should sleep, blah 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 blah. And you're gonna be all, shut up brain, you don't control me. And then you'll think, wow, Andy's so cool for making me stretch, I should buy her something nice next weekend when I go visit her and Judy. So yeah, get good. Thank you for worrying about me, coach. Of course, it'd be stupid if I wasn't worried. As dependable as you are, I don't think anybody can fully prepare for adulthood. Yeah, the old farts like to shoot advice our way any chance they get, but the truth is that adulthood is an entirely different beast for each person. We have no way of knowing what worked for them is going to work out for us. There's no way you can know for sure what's going to happen when you get to Asheville. You can get mugged outside the airport or seduced by one of your dorm mates, only to find out they're a mass murderer who keeps their victims several toes in a jar. Or biology might be kind of tough. But in all honesty, it could be fine, really, it could. But you don't know what's going to happen to you. There's no way you can know. So the only thing you can do is to make sure you're strong enough to handle anything the outside world throws at you. If some maniac tries to chop your toes off, I want to be able to make sure you have a strong body enough to take them on, and a strong enough mind not to panic once you realize what's going down. Because if anything were to happen, well, you're like family at this point. Judy will be devastated. Which reminds me, I'm sure you already know that Judy wants to see you one last time before you leave, right? Yup, I do. She's my last stop, actually. It's always going to be difficult, Captain. Always. Don't get cocky just because we've accomplished something difficult as a unit. You don't get a free pass on life just because you were part of something big when you were a teenager. That's not how this works. Even if your challenges seem smaller by comparison, as an adult, you'll be the only one responsible for accomplishing them. It won't be my fault if you ain't motivated and flunk out of college, or Emil's fault if you never find a stimulating job. Ash won't be there to save you from boredom, and Judy can't force you to be a kind person when the world tempts you with cruelty. And all of Violet's love won't save you if you end up hating yourself regardless. Back in the underworld, we covered each other's weaknesses by working together. That's the only reason we survived. But from this point onward, everything is completely on you. Your weakness will be your own and no one else. Which is why I gotta do everything I can right here, right now, to make sure you're strong enough to beat the weakness out of you. It's the only thing I can do, so that's why I'll keep doing. Or I guess that's what I've been doing. Today's your last day here. We don't really have a lot of time left, do we? Which reminds me. Yep. Good, it's better have been. You need to care about this stuff, Captain. It's important. Judy always goes on and on about how great of a coach I am, but it's hard to know for sure if you've actually helped someone, isn't it? After all, it's not like I can use your passion as a metric. Even the most passionate people can mess up horribly when it matters most. And when they do mess up, when they break a leg or split their head on the pavement, how much of that is my fault? It's also hard to keep track of. I can never know for sure if I'm doing everything in my power to help you guys. There's no way to know, it's stupid. But if what everybody keeps saying is true, then that's what I have to work with. Judy's right, there's nothing to worry about. You'll be fine at college. You'll be fine. Of course, it'd be stupid if I wasn't worried. As dependable as you are, I don't think anybody can fully prepare for adulthood. Yeah, don't force, blah 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 blah. Or biology, blah 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 blah. Okay, well, they didn't change that. That was the same dialogue, etc. Okay. Wait, what is she talking? See, now I'm lost. I'm gonna say, yeah, I've seen her. Okay, kill her. I know you probably had a date with Violet today or something, so thanks for setting aside the time to say goodbye to my sister. It wouldn't have looked good if you went to hang out with me and didn't even acknowledge her. No, not yet. Well, I know what we're doing then. Eric grabs my arm and yanks me off the table. You smell like crap, but you can always wash up in the pool when we get home. I'm sure my sister will be thrilled to see you. Let's go, Captain. I'm too worn out to fight back, and I do as I told and follow Andy back to her house. On pages 7 through 14 have been recalled. Alright. Thanks to Andy's brisk walking speed, the two of us make it back to Judith's place rather quickly. Even more than usual, the inside of the house is spacious and inviting. Welcome back, sis. I breathe in the cool air as Judith greets her sister from the kitchen. The sweet smells of vanilla extract and chocolate from my dry nostrils. Andy slaps my back and gives me a thumbs up. Good job cooling down for my run. I'm gonna go change and jump into the pool. Judy folded your swimsuit this morning and put it in the same spot as last time. So make sure to change quickly and have her go out with you, alright? Without another word, Andy dashes away from me and towards the bedroom, running past the kitchen in the process. Hey, sexy. I brought the captain over, so hurry up with that. What? He's here already? Why didn't you call me? I still have so much left that I need to do. But that... You're so mean. Ugh. I can hear Andy laughing manically in the distance as she runs up the stairs and slams the door to her bedroom shut. I peek around the corner to the kitchen and wave sheepishly to Judith. Judging by the appearance of things, as well as that gentle scent of baked goods drifting from the oven, she appears to have been in here for a while. Hi. Those cookies in the oven were supposed to be a surprise. I'm sorry, but could you go sit over there or something and look away for a couple minutes? I'm just gonna put these extra ones in the fridge so it won't take long for me to finish. I promise it'll be quick, so look away for a bit, please. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Let me help. You wanna help me bake? Are you sure? I didn't know baking was something you were even interested in. Wait, no, that's a terrible idea. It's not allowed. These macarons are for you. I have to bake them. Otherwise, they won't be a gift anymore. I look around the kitchen. Not only is the room an absolute mess, but the counters are completely covered with platters of cooling macarons. This is an absurd amount of sweets. She's easily been in here since morning. Still, it does sound really fun making something together. Even after all this time, we've never done anything like that before. Today should be as fun as possible, shouldn't it? Okay, I'd really like that actually. We could just give the extra macarons we make to Andy. That way, the other ones are still a gift. There's probably more than enough for you at this point anyway. In hindsight, I might have gone a bit overboard. Oh well. What's done is done. Judith opens up the cupboard and pulls out a solid black apron. Put this on and we'll get started. Just be careful around the oven though. I've already burnt myself a couple times. It's a lot easier to do than you think. I wrap the apron around my back and strike a goofy pose for her in the middle of the kitchen. Hee, you're so sweet for offering to help. Let's bake. I do my best to help Judith in the kitchen. After a few minutes, however, it becomes painfully obvious that I have no idea what I'm doing. Now put that cream in the piping bag and pipe it onto the cookie. Yeah, I have no idea how to bake either. Make sure it's nice and even perfect. Even so, she doesn't seem to mind. If anything, she seems to enjoy walking someone through the process of making these things. I put the last batch of macarons in the oven and began cleaning the dishes while Judith wipes down the counters. We talk about everything while we clean from our adventures over the summer to assist her observe mannerisms. It's probably the most I've talked with anyone all day, but that's just the way Judith is. Other than Violet, she's easily the person I've always gotten along with. It's the infectious kindness of her. She could charm a siren right out of the ocean if she wanted. Yay, they're done. Don't even think about touching the oven though. I'll pull them out for us. True to her word, Judith coaxed the macarons out of the oven and places them on top of the stove with one swift, elegant motion. Oh, these ones turned out great. Come on over, Oliver. Breathe it in. I do as I'm told and walk over to the stove. She's right. The chocolate of the cookie mixed with the smooth vanilla around the cream is unquestionably seductive. It's a bit overwhelming though, especially at this range. God, I love baking. Even my sister isn't that much of a jerk to me after she eats one of these. It's almost like magic, how much better she treats me afterward, but I guess that's why they're called sweets. Judith inhales, her eyes fluttering with pleasure in the process. If only we could have solved our problems with something as simple as baking. Oh well, too late. What's done is done. We should probably go jump in the pool. I'm sure Andy wasn't expecting us to stay here this long. I cleaned your swimsuit, by the way. It's in the bathroom next to the sink. Give me a second to shove these into the fridge and I'll meet you outside. I grab my swimsuit from the bathroom and start changing into it. As I pull my shirt over my head, a putrid stench floods my senses. Andy was right. I smell terrible now. I completely forgot about that. What's wrong with me? I definitely smelled this bad when I was baking with Judith too, and yet she never mentioned it once. Another act of kindness for sure. How strange is it that every single time I finish interacting with that woman, I end up feeling more and more in debt to her. A slick, slimy kind of guilt bubbles up inside as I pull my swimsuit over my legs. It's funny how something as disgusting as guilt can be born from kindness. Funny, but not unusual in the slightest. She probably hates her so much, I think, as I leave the room. She probably hates her so much. I throw my dirty clothes into the washing machine and make my way over to the pool. Damn. I see a pair of muscular legs sticking out of the pool, flexing unwavering. Andy's probably seeing how long she can do a handstand underwater again. As I make my way into the pool, her legs finally cave into the suds and dip underwater. 52 seconds. Damn it, so close. Oh, hey Captain. Is Judy still baking? You didn't just leave her alone in there, did you? Sorry it took so long. I couldn't find the sunscreen. Judith half runs, half skips over the pool, gingerly dipping her body into cool, clean water. You spent that long putting on sunscreen? Why? It's not even hot today. You know I burn easy. I'm just being cautious. I still don't get that. I don't burn at all, Judy. And doesn't the whole being my twin thing mean we basically have the same stuff going on or whatever? Oh, that's why they look so familiar. What makes you so frail? Frail is a pretty mean way to put it. You just get outside a lot more than I do, so your skin's adapted to the sun, that's all. Valid point. Guess so. Andy shrugs, jumps a little bit, and does a front flip into the pool. Or front flop, whatever. After a second or two, her legs are sticking out of the water again, struggling, signaling to us that she's done talking. Judith, now even closer to me, sinks down a little and starts floating on her back. Hey, will you pull me around the pool for a little bit? I'm probably just tired, but I don't really feel a whole lot like swimming right now. We can just drift a while, right? You don't mind? I don't mind, but I meditate for a bit. On why is that everybody always gets so physical whenever they swim. Maybe it's because of the initial weightlessness that comes with being in water. It's a freeing sensation, I suppose, something relaxing enough to make even the most jaded individuals feel light and reckless. Or maybe it's just the chemicals in the pool making us feel loopy. Whatever it is, I don't really care, and drag my friend's body across the surface of the water. Judith enjoys it at first, her bouncy laughter filling the stagnant, colder air whenever I move around in a way she doesn't expect. But as the water settles and the heartless sun bakes overhead, things once again grow silent between us. And so I simply drag her around, doing only what's expected of me. All I can think about is how you're actually leaving today, and how there's a very real chance I'll never see you again. Unless I keep myself busy, that's the only thing I'm able to really think about. It's been like that for a while now. After we destroyed the seed, I guess there wasn't much left to distract me. No adventures to have, no sirens left to fight, no mysteries to solve, no people to protect. The only thing I left in my mind was the mundane reality of your departure. But if all that's left is normalcy, then shouldn't I be happy? Because that's what we're fighting for, right? For the people when the sirens call to be normal again. That's why we all risk our lives. And it worked. Our gamble paid off. In spite of everything, the people here are normal again, and it's all because of us. I should be ecstatic. But even though we won, even though everyone is so much happier now, you're still going to leave. And nothing can be done about it. At least against the sirens, I could always fight back. I could always fight. But not this. I can't fight this. All I can do is get dragged along. You know, I've thought about just embracing it, this helpless feeling I have. But I guess that's kind of hard to do when you're related to someone as stubborn as Andy. Can't really be a quitter. Pretty sure that's why I'm opening up to you like this. It feels like the last thing I could really do short of just saying goodbye. That's still pretty pathetic though, isn't it? 58 seconds. Yeah, I don't get it. Why do I have to have such shrimpy lungs? Judith likely shakes herself freely from my grip and looks up at me. Alright, your turn. You can float around for a bit. I'll pull you. I flop onto my back, letting Judith grab a hold of my ankles. Her grip is tight like the plaster of a cast, yet she ends up dragging me around the pool aimlessly. Moments like these are really a blessing, aren't they? Just being able to be in the same place as your best friend, being able to do all the nothing you want with someone you love. I don't think there's anything more. Meanwhile, I really don't. But if this normal little moment of ours is such a blessing, then why can't I enjoy any of it? Guess it's time then. Shame you couldn't stay a bit longer. But you're an adult now. You got junk you gotta do. We can respect that, right? Yes, of course. Bring it in, Slim. Andy closes in and gives me a firm, accommodating hug. Thanks for spending time with my sister. I might not feel like it, but trust me, you did the right thing. Andy pulls away and hands me a water bottle. Whatever you end up doing over there in Nashville, I want you to stay hydrated. Being an adult isn't going to be easy, but I've seen what you're capable of. As long as you remember our training, then I'm sure you can get through anything. I'll see you soon. Right. Thank you for being my friend. Please take these with you and eat some after you've moved in. She hands me a plate of chocolate macarons, lovely prepared as always. These should still be your favorite, right? It doesn't matter that you're not eating them on Sunday, does it? Sorry, I wish I could have made you something less perishable. That's why they're gift wrapped, I guess. At least this way you'll have something for me once the cookies are all gone. I wish I could do a bit more though. I wish... Judith dives into me and buries her head into my shoulder. You're a kind person, Oliver. Never let anyone make you think otherwise. Good. I mean, goodbye, yeah. Hi, I'll see you soon. Stay sweet. Judith pulls away and dashes back into her house. Andy, as Spartan as ever, gives me one final thumbs up before following after her sister. Alright. Went home, went here, then here. Now we gotta see wait. Oh, so we skipped from here, so we gotta go back and then back home, I guess. Alright. Emil? His name, right? Watch out, college boy coming through. Somebody I don't recognize say something to me while walking. Has nondescript generic as morning, but still make an effort to smile and wave as we pass each other by. Found myself at the local library. Lucky for me, Emil is here too. As absorbed as he seems in his reading, I can't help but feel as if he was aware of my presence the moment I stepped into the lobby. Ah, you're here. Excellent. Glad you can make it. We'll have to keep our discussion down. Unfortunately, there's a chess tournament happening over on the other side of the library. Did you finish your copy of the book, perchance? Fantastic. There's a lot of juicy stuff in there that I really would like to dig into you. Namely, Merslan. I'm interested to see what you thought of him as a character. Just give me a second to go to the bathroom, then we can get started. By the time I take my seat and finish out my copy of The Stranger, Emil has already made his way back to me. At the brief acknowledgement of his presence, he sits down across from me and begins reading. The technique that the author uses is remarkable. He writes in such a way that, although Merslan is detached, he's still quite relatable. Hardly the heroic type, though. While he's technically the protagonist and is clearly in a pitiable situation, I can't say he doesn't deserve what happened to him. Tell me, what do you think of Morslaut's greatest sin was? His refusal to be an honest member of society, the actual murderer, he shot the guy 5 times, his practical fault in society. I guess honest? I see, siding with the people then. I agree to an extent. I'm having trouble recalling a single moment in the work where he chooses other people's needs over his own desires. He's a bit childish in a way. After all, he is a grown man, and he should know that sometimes you have to play the game. You cannot live a fulfilling life on a carnal pleasure alone. Smoking, drinking, and sex can only get you so far. You need to have some sort of meaningful connection with the people around you. When that old man's dog disappeared, Morslaut made 0 attempts to comfort him. It told me everything I needed to know about his character. Even if your sympathy is fake, you should still act on it. Related to others is how you form connections after all. As social creatures, connections are what give our lives meaning. They will help us reach out and find truth. Morslaut should know this, and likely does, but finds ignorance in the pursuit of his own desires. It's not something worthy of death in and of itself, but it also, Morslaut implies, it is a lifestyle that can ultimately lead to an early death. My question might have been a bit reductive though. I think our hero's fate can be ascribed to a confluence of different factors rather than just one fault he might have as a person. The reality is Morslaut is a man of many sins, so trying to narrow it down to one great sin is probably impossible for us. The only one who will know the true extent of his sins will be Morslaut himself, or in this case, the author. I doubt outsiders like us are adequate judges. Still, it makes for a fun discussion. I'm glad Judith was kind enough to recommend this one to us. Emil holds up the book in his hand and smiles, and as always, she has remarkable taste. I suppose it's no surprise that her preferred reading material turned out to be so divine. A rather grim subject matter for such a classy woman though, but I suppose the world of ours is full of little curiosities like that, isn't it? Emil checks his pocket watch, frowning his bow in the process. I'm afraid we'll have to end it here though. I didn't realize I had to keep you for so long. There are a few things I have to let you know before we depart, however. Emil gets up from his chair and leans next to me, lowering his voice as he speaks. My hypothesis was right. The underworld is not completely barren. I've been going in after midnight with Ashton to check for hostiles. We scored every score entered that place. Unfortunately, it seems like eliminating all of them did not have an effect on what time we can actually enter. We still only have the 10-minute window after midnight. However, for the time being, I think it's safe to assume there's a casualty between the sudden death incidents and those monsters. So as long as things are peaceful back there, Simon's call should also remain safe. Mel moves back to my ear, now speaking in a much more relaxed tone. I would like to be doing more research on the environment after you've left. After all, there is still so much about it we don't know, so until that opening closes for good, I'll make sure our team is both informed and safe. No, there's likely nothing you aren't already aware of, but I figured you would gain some degree of comfort hearing this information from me directly, especially considering recent accusations regarding your actions. Emil bites his lip and breathes out a heavy sigh. About that, by the way, I wanted to observe if Violet's claims have any merit. If there is an objective and observable negative change in the population, I will do my best to record it and report my findings. I will even take steps to reverse it if that's possible. However, I don't know how much time I have to gather data before the locker shuts itself forever. So for the time being, I will prioritize my field research. I don't know if you two are still together, but if you see her today, would you kindly let her know that I'm willing to amicable about this even after her assertions. Emil grabs my shoulder and stares intensely at me as if his eyes were shoveled digging into wet soil. Know this, even in your absence, we will keep this town safe. And no matter what is said or what happens, we will keep you safe. You have nothing to worry about. Emil pulls away and smiles. We should probably return to our books now, seeing as you're not going to be back here for a while. Shall we then? We place our copies of The Stranger on the front desk and thank the librarian, who smiles absentmindedly as she accepts our returns. Emil, not likely done with his session at the library, escorts me to the lobby. Well, it looks like this is it, for now at least. There's still so much I'd like to discuss, but I suppose it's best for us to wait until your next visit. In the meantime, I will do my best to act as your viceroy. If anything of note occurs in your absence, you can trust me to mail you the details as soon as possible. Emil walks over and shakes my hand, giving me his pocket watch in the process. Thank you for the great discussions. I acknowledge Emil's sincerity with a reassuring thumbs up. I'll see you soon. Stay sharp. And on pages 15 through 17 have been recalled. And It's later than you think it is. I'm pretty much out of time, so I go back to Violet's house and pack the rest of my things. Eventually, Miss Lawrence comes home and we load everything I own into her car. As we're about to leave though, Miss Lawrence gets a dangerous weather alert on her phone. Apparently, a once begin tropical storm off the coast of Swallow to the size of a massive hurricane, suspended not just my flight, but every flight going out of Florida. Looks like I won't be leaving Sarah's call anytime soon. How unfortunate. Goodbyes failed. Huh? Try again. What you mean goodbyes failed? I said goodbye. You have no new messages. To check save messages, press 1 now. Say goodbye to your friend. I did! Oh, that's new though. Oh, I don't think I saw Violet. Give Miss Lawrence my regards when she gets back home from Denver, alright? Who is this? Is this Violet? There she is. After all this time looking for her, it turns out Violet was simply painting something on the beach. I shuffle on over to her right as she's about to snack on one of those famous black bean burgers of hers. Hey there, Oliver. I plant myself next to her in the sand like normal. After I'm good and comfortable, Violet kisses lightly on the lips and buries her feet a little on the sand. It's still early in the day. Am I the first person you come to say goodbye to then? How strange. So anyway, why did you come to see me now? I really done meeting up with everyone else. I thought for sure they'd want to hang out with you more. I was looking for you, you feel what I'm saying? Yeah, that's fair. Sorry about that. I just need to be somewhere lonely for a bit. And nobody really comes to this part of the beach anymore. Well, nobody but us, that is. Things kind of feel different because of that. Helps me process things, makes for good art. I used to be afraid of solitude, but now I think there's a weird kind of power in it. Knowing that I don't need to be completely dependent on someone else to make sense of my experiences. That I could just be alone for a bit at the beach, paint, and then suddenly everything that happens to us starts to fall into place. It's oddly thrilling. Still, I wish Judith and everybody else didn't just ignore me now. But if I gotta be alone, then I might as well make the most out of it. They're still your friends, they don't hate you. Is that true? How can you be so sure about that? I know it's a great motivational tool, but sometimes too much conviction can be dangerous, don't you think? A little doubt here and there is probably healthy at this point. Take this painting I'm about to start, for example. I know you used to see me do landscapes, but this time I'm going to try and capture the siren that almost ripped off Ashton's hand. Even though it was attacking him, seeing that happen was the closest thing I've ever been to death. At least consciously, that is. So naturally, I'm trying to turn that experience that's been swimming around in my head into something static and contained. That's my mission here. But if I get overly optimistic and think I've accomplished that goal when I actually haven't, then one day I could, I don't know, see some dog chewing on a pork bone or something and could have a panic attack. Or start screaming after seeing some lions get fed at the zoo. But if I'm patient, if I take my time and doubt myself a little, then maybe I see something new in the paint that I didn't see before. And sure, maybe I won't like it, and maybe what I find won't even be useful, but it's better than just making my life worse by pretending that everything else is fine. I'm ranting again. Look, the point is, the 6 of us spent this whole summer being self-righteous and going fast, and now everything's... So I want to take my time for a little while, that's all. You don't have to try and comfort me with hypotheticals. Neither of us know if anything's going to be alright in the first place. But that's fine. I don't think these doubts of ours are as healthy as everyone makes them out to be. By the way, Oliver, there's something that's been bothering me. It's just, you've been listening to me talk about this stuff for quite a while now. And whenever you do say something, it's like one sentence and then you shut up. You're not normally not this passive. It's like you're spending all this time trying to think of the perfect thing to say. I mean, I'm flattered that you're trying so hard to be a good listener, but it doesn't exactly make for great conversation, you know? And well, kind of feels like I'm just talking at you and not talking with you, if that makes sense. Are you nervous about something, love? Has it been like this? Has it been like this for you all day? And she called me love, you put up say it like I just like listening to you talk. I'm a little nervous about college, I guess. I'm just not very talkative. I guess, yeah, being nervous at college is kind of reasonable. No, that's not what this is. See? Right now, what you just said. You don't need to try and coodle me like that, Olive. Can't we just talk to each other like normal? Damn it. This is exactly what I was trying to bring up at our last meeting. Everybody in town is speaking the exact same way. Maureen doesn't chat with me about art anymore when I go to buy groceries. She just says something like, nice purchase you made there, and then hands me the receipt. It's the same way with Mailman too. Even a bunch of my old teachers. For Christ's sake, Freaky Joe isn't even freaky anymore. It's like everybody but the 6 of us has been lobotomized. And now you're talking the exact same way. Is this my fault? Is this because we killed the seed? What exactly did we kill, Oliver? Damn it, we ended up acting too quickly. There was no reason why we had to try to solve this before you went to college. It was just another stupid, arbitrary goal we set to motivate us. We just didn't want to do this without you. We were being selfish. We could have come back to it later. We could have tried to handle things on our own. We could have told the cops what we thought was going on. We could have... Damn it, Oliver, say something. Tell me I'm overreacting. Argue with me. Tell me I'm being silly. You don't have to be a hero anymore. You don't have to say something perfect. Just say something so I know it's really you. Please. Please, just say something real. Something real. Yo, yeah, that's the asshole move, though. No. I think I said the wrong thing. Violet drops to the sand and starts breathing heavily. Let him go. I don't know who or what you are, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry if we hurt you somehow. It wasn't personal. We just wanted to be heroes. We were just a bunch of dumb teenagers that were bored with our lives and wanted to be heroes. Okay? Okay? I'm sorry. We're sorry, so let him go. I can handle the rest of the time being brain dead, but not him. He still has so much life to live, so why are you forcing him to be perfect? Wait, is it because we're dating? Is that it? Is that what triggered us? If so, that's stupid. We were going to break up later, and anyway, we had to. I don't care we're being together for now as long as we means he can't have his life back. So I'll do it. I'll promise, so go on. Let him go. Violet walks over and grabs my shoulders, and a desperate look painted over her pale face. You hear me? I said I'll do it. So let him go. She begins shaking my body violently. Let him go. 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 I think I messed up. Yes. Blue skies ahead complete. Olive is no longer bound by his self-inflicted role as the protector. He now has the chance to act independently of that role, and it persuades to keep him moving forward. Please select continue for the main menu. Percentage complete 10%. 10. I am 3 parts Ryan Cantaloupe dropped from the rooftop by skate punks, and half of an overpriced churro shared between lovers in theme parks. To some, I am a hero, but to everyone else, I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to tell. What am I? Category 1, Ashton. Phone, shut up, please. Go, say goodbye to your friends. What? Wait. Where's... Bro. Alright, let's see Violet again. Try to not... I think I messed up. I don't know. I think I messed up. I don't think I was supposed to say that. Okay. Even though it's out of her way, I decided to go to the beach just in case Violet happens to be there. She not here? Oh. Sure enough, she's there normal self, painting something on one of her larger canvases. Hey there, V. How's the painting going? My girlfriend jumps in shock at the sound of my voice, nearly tripping over her easel. Olive oil? Is that you? She turns around, clearly confused. But that confusion melts into a visible excitement as she looks me over. You actually talking again? Oh, thank God, thank God. She sprints towards me, tripping over her picnic basket in the process, but pushes herself back almost instantly. Whoa there, Violet, don't hurt yourself. I'm not going any. I don't have time to finish my sentence before I'm tackled into the sand. Violet's eyes closed and arms wrapping around my torso. Ha 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 ha. Yes, 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 you're back. You're really, really back. Holy crap, holy crap. As Violet smiles down at me, I do my best to breathe in just enough air to respond to her. You know, this is probably the part where I'm supposed to say something lame like, oh wow, you're so happy, or what all I did was to say hello to you. But I want to enjoy this for a bit, even if that's cool with you. Violet buries her face into my chest. Yes, please. Just a little bit more, okay? We lay there in the sand for a minute or two. Eventually, though, okay, the sand makes this kind of uncomfortable, actually. I gotta get up now. Violet nods and we both sit up, dusting off our bodies in the process. Wow, you're so back. You're really back. I mean, I never really went anywhere. But yeah, I guess I'm back. Was I acting that weird? Was it really that noticeable? Yes. Painfully noticeable. I've never seen anyone clam up that hard my entire life. What the hell happened, Olive? You sure you want to talk about this right now? Don't you want to, like, talk about your painting or this stuff going on with your friends? Our friends? What? No, why the hell would I care about any of that? I was convinced for like a week that there was something wrong with you, and you're finally lucid. Please, talk as much as you want. I've been doing all the talking for a while now, so for the love of God, take the wheel. Okay, okay. I do my best to think back on how I've been behaving lately. I don't really know, V. After everything that's happened, I guess I just kind of thought it was my job to make sure the rest of you were happy and safe. I did what I was supposed to do and said what I was supposed to say. But it's weird. It's almost like I was watching myself say all of those things instead of actually saying them. There was no sense of agency in anything I did. It was like I was in some sort of trance, like someone else's ideas were stuck inside my head. And then, I don't know, woke up super tired this morning, couldn't really afford to care anymore. Sounds pretty shit. I mean to curse, sorry God. Sounds pretty crappy of me when I say it like that though, doesn't it? Violet begins tapping the bridge of her nose as she's dousing her body for some kind of grand epiphany. I know all of that's pretty vague, but it's what I got. I guess I made you worry about me, huh? About that. No, don't apologize. What you said just now was actually super helpful. Now I'm almost positive whatever you went through these past few weeks isn't what the rest of the town is experiencing. It's similar, but not exactly the same. Really? So I wasn't acting similar to how everyone else in Siren's Call was? That's terrifying. So how was I acting any different then? If my theory is correct, unlike what the people in town, what you went through was an internally self-induced personal inflation. I legit don't know what any of that means. I don't know what any of that means either. Basically, you put yourself in a psychic box in order to keep your mind safe. And that box was your role as our leader, our protector. I guess he has some sort of paradigm shift through, and that's like what likely broke you out the box. But the people in town are nothing but their boxes at this point, if that makes any sense. I've noticed that they're all way too good at their jobs now, which is why I was freaked out, Oliver. After all, the symptoms you were demonstrating were very similar to everyone else's. They are, in every sense, the end result of that perfection you were emulating. At this point, they can't be anything other than what they're expected to be. I was terrified you had turned into something like that permanently. So I'm grateful that that isn't the case and you're taking care of yourself again. It's not anything that deliberate. I'm not even trying to take care of myself. I'm just tired. Even now, I'm just kind of split battling and hoping I don't say something completely embarrassing in front of you. That's fine by me. If spitballing is what you need to do right now, then by all means, spit on whatever ball, do what you need to do. Violet grins nervously. Spit on whatever balls I need to. Got it. So now that you know I'm not some sort of brainless homunculus, what's next? Any plans for the rest of the day? Well, I was planning to meet back up with you around 8 and help you pack. But other than that, I was mostly gonna focus on painting here and leave you to do whatever. Weird, you didn't want to go on a date or anything, considering you didn't want to either, Goober. Not worried at all if both of us aren't worried about it. We get to make our own rules now, don't we? Besides, you got stuff you need to do with everyone else, right? I do, yes. Aren't you glad I stopped by for a bit though? Olive, why do you ask me questions you already know the answer to? Old habits, I guess. Seems like something leaders do. Don't need to be one of those anymore, do you though? Your war is over. Violet stands up and walks herself over her workstation. So please, take all the time you need before you head back out the real world, alright? I stand up and follow her to work as she brushes some of the sand off my jeans in the process. You really do spoil me, Violet. You know that? I really don't. That's the sad part. Yeah, stay a while, you know what I'm saying? It's my girl, you feel what I'm saying? Hey, pretty no quotes toast question here, but did you ever have any pets? I always wanted a seizure dog or something like that, but they keep losing my paperwork in the mail, so it never happened. No, that's a fine question. I can't believe we haven't talked about that yet. Seems like pretty easy first date stuff. To be fair, our first date was pretty chaotic, not a lot of time for chit chat and appetizers. Really? But we talked for like an hour while we were dancing and stuff. Wait, are you counting that time we went into the underworld by ourselves? The night we both ate crap completely and almost freaking died? Come on, V, you know that doesn't count. We went to bed together afterwards and started holding hands the next day. That makes it a date by default, Oliver. Her voice is as surprisingly stern as she says that last part. I guess so. But yeah, we had a dog and a cat for most of the time I lived at home. The dog was this big, American boxer named Rocky. Like the super buff guy in those movies. That's actually hilarious. Andy came up with the name and I guess it kinda stuck. Imagine being named something so silly though. Your entire existence will constantly be orbiting around something as lame as a dad joke. It'd be humiliating. I can think of worse things to base your existence around. But at least he wasn't named after a dictator or something, right? What's about the cat? What was their name? Good Cat. Her name was Good Cat. See? That's way worse. At least Rocky sounds like an actual name. I was 6. You must have been, because that's the worst pet for a name I've ever heard. It's adorable though. It definitely tells me that you were a good kid growing up. Terrible kids don't name their pet something that cute. Now Violet, I was vicious, a total monster. You don't even know. Sure you were, Olive Oil. So if you named her Good Cat when you were 6, then she probably died around the time you were 17, right? That's pretty recent. Jesus, V. What? I mean, that's a pretty grim thing to just ask somebody. It is? Oh, my mistake. Anyways, continue. Okay. Good Cat actually got killed by Rocky when I was 15. Oh. It's weird though. They were always super friendly toward each other. Like, they curl up into little balls and sleep on the couch together, stuff like that. And then they eat at the exact same time every day when we put their food out separately. Oh. Sometimes when Rocky wasn't paying attention to her, Good Cat would get super pissed and start whacking at its tail. That's precious. Honestly, they were totally inseparable. Then out of nowhere, Rocky just starts chasing her across the yard one day. And it was like he was possessed. I had never seen him move that violently before. None of us were really quick enough to stop him. After that, he caught up to Good Cat. Hey, if you don't want to talk about it anymore, it's fine. No, I'm good. It's just been out of my head for a bit, because the next part is what I have the most trouble making sense of. As soon as Rocky caught her to Good Cat and bit down, he immediately let her go. He didn't do that thing other predators do in nature documentaries, you know, where they shake the body around and stuff. He just felt what was in his mouth and let go. And then he started whimpering, licking Good Cat's body with his tail between his legs. Olive, that's horrible. So it's almost like he knew he did something wrong. No, I think it was more like he didn't know what he was doing in the first place until it was too late. Judy says he confused Good Cat for a raccoon and that's why he attacked her. But that's just Judy being Judy. She didn't see what I saw when Rocky was chasing Good Cat. It wasn't just instinct. Rocky was certain he was doing the right thing. He wasn't moving like he wanted to kill Raccoon. He was moving like his friend was in danger from something none of us could see. An invisible threat, a malevolent horde force that would swallow her brain and leave her body broken. But he ended up getting too close and biting down on the wrong thing. Even if it was only for a split second, it doesn't matter. That's all it takes. So he ended up killing the very thing he was trying so hard to protect. Are you sure it was something that deliberate? Maybe Judy is right. Maybe something was wrong with his perception in that moment. That's why things were happening the way they did. But then how the hell are you even supposed to know if there's something up with your perception in the first place? Violet shrugs. Sucks, but I guess you gotta get lucky and realize there's something wrong before it's too late. Or if you're really lucky, you have a friend help you see things in a way you normally wouldn't. Maybe that's what good. Maybe that's what Good Cat was for Rocky. Maybe that was something she talked with him about in their cute little pet language. Now you're just projecting, and you're not. Olive, I know it can be confronted to have something or someone to blame, but when you look at it, what happened? Doesn't all this seem like more like a simple accident? But that just seems so meaningless. It isn't meaningless unless you want it to be love. Just because there's no one to blame doesn't make it meaningless. Only you get to decide what experiences and details are meaningful to you. Those details and experiences might not be correct or whatever, but it doesn't mean they're useless. Alright, so what do you make out of it then? What meaning is there in any of this for you? Well, your dog was Rocky and your cat was Good Cat. So that means they were cute. Objectively cute. And by extension, so are you. That's what it means. I don't think objective cute is something that actually exists, V. How lonely it must be to deny your own existence flippantly. Uber. Broadmeister. I guess we're gonna head on out. You know what I'm saying? Alright, I've got promises to keep, so I think I'm gonna head out. Okie dokes, do what you need to do. Dream big out there, alright? I'll see you back at the house. Now we visiting Judith. What if the dialogue's gonna be? Good luck up there in Nashville, Mr. Long and Tall. Bro, I don't even know who you are. I don't even know who you are. So how the hell do you know I'm going to Asheville? If the dialogue's gonna be different or no? I bet almost anything that Judith is home today. I crossed the threshold of her porch and pressed down on the glossy ivory doorbell. I'll be right there. A powerful tone rings out behind the door, followed shortly by Judith's familiar, comforting voice. At first, the door opens just a crack. It's only if she sees that it's me on the porch and not some strangers. Judith feels comfortable enough to put herself in the doorway. You came. Oh my gosh, you really came. Hi, Judith. Judith's display of genuine appreciation and joy makes me pause for a bit. I'm a little embarrassed that I can't think of meaningful ways to follow her up. So I just kind of wave my hands back and forth and smile as if I say, yes, I'm here. It is, in fact, me. As lame as my greeting is, the jazz hands alone are enough to elect a giggle at least. Hee, what was that? Just me saying hello, I think. Hello, Judith. Do you want to hang it for a bit? I'm not interrupting anything, am I? No, not at all. I mean, no, you're not interrupting anything. Well, that's not entirely true, I suppose. Wait, right there. I have the oven on. Just give me a minute. Oh, okay, will do. Judith runs back into the house, careful not to slam the door behind her. Don't come in yet, please. I mean it, don't come in. Just a little bit longer. Sorry about that, we're good now. She steps back from the doorway and bows, leading my gaze inward with a flick of her wrist. Come in and sit down, good sir. I'll make us something to drink. Thank you, madam. I do believe I shall. I pull back the edges of my t-shirt and curtsies before making my way into the house. Judith's house, our base of operations, is as hospitable as ever. At this point, Annie probably would have stormed the front door, screamed something at me from her bedroom. So Judith and I are likely the only ones here. I take a seat in the living room while Judith half skips, half runs into the kitchen. After a deep breath, I notice something pleasant ascending the otherwise crisp, neutral air. You said the oven was on, right? By any chance were you baking something vanilla-ish? It's a surprise, Mr. Nosy Nosy. Mr. Nosy Nose. You'll find out soon enough, don't worry. Is sweet tea good to drink? We still have some leftover from last time. That sounds lovely. Do you mind shaking it up a little bit before you pour it though? The sugar just sinks to the bottom if it sits around for too long. No problem. I'll pour you the rest and then we can chat for a bit. Judith, unsurprisingly, is as agreeable as ever. The way she waits on me makes me hate myself a little bit, but not enough to deny her kindness. Despite the pleasantries, or perhaps because of them, a stinky sweet guilt begins to bloom in the pit of my stomach. But this, of course, is perfectly normal for us. Judith places a rather large cup of sweet tea on a coffee table and sits next to me. She opens a can of flavorless seltzer and drinks a sizable amount of it before turning her attention my way. So where's Violet? I was expecting you two to be inseparable for most of the day. Honestly, she's probably still at the beach. She said she'd meet me back up. She said she'd meet back with me later to help pack though, so don't worry about it. I see. So you're satisfied with spending such a small amount of time with her? To shame, Oliver. I thought you'd end up being more devoted to your beloved. Her and I aren't too worried about running out of time together if that's what you're getting at. Really? Is she still going to college? Is she still going to college with you then? Nope. Dating long distance until she moves to Asheville at the end of the year? Negative. Eloping with you in the Caribbean without me knowing under the cover of the night? Good Lord, Judith. Wait, really? Nothing then? Wow, so today really is it then, huh? You two have quite an unorthodox relationship. I mean, not really. Hey, Judith, why are we talking about this? I know you're still kind of mad at her, but why is Violet the first thing you want to talk about? Right now, shouldn't we be talking about pretty much anything else? You see, that's the fascinating part. You're so much more worried about our time together being valuable, even though Violet and I have the same pool of hours to pull from. It's too strange for me not to focus on. I don't understand why you're making me such a priority right now. What are you talking about? Of course you'll be a priority, Judith. You've been my best friend since I was like 7. And I'm not going to see you for a while, so there's no way you wouldn't be a priority. Judith puts down her beverage and moves a little bit closer to me. But you see, that's exactly why I didn't ask you to come over today, Oliver. I knew everybody else was likely going to pressure you into hanging out with them, when in reality, all you probably wanted to do was spend as much time with your lover as humanly possible. It was supposed to be a kindness. My final gift to you as your friend was going to be me letting you be for the day. It would make sense after all for things to end this way. Violet should be the center of your world, the object of your affection. I didn't want to be selfish, so I decided not to make myself a priority. After all, I wasn't the one who ended up winning your love. Is this what I think it is? Oh no. But when you showed up at my door today, Judith wrapped her arms around mine and pulled herself closer to me. It became painfully obvious that you really do care about me an awful lot. I know you always have in your own way, but it's only now after being prioritized so highly, it's only just now that I began to think. She pulls me in even tighter and turns her face so it's only inches away from mine. Maybe you view me as more than just a friend. Alright, hold on, wait. So, alright, so theoretically, alright, so technically I have a girl, right? So, like, do I just say, of course I do, or kiss her? Like, I'm not really a cheating type of person, so I'm gonna just say, of course I do. Judith. None of that what you're saying makes any sense. Judith let go of my arms and stares at me. Oliver? That's a pretty rotten thing to say. That's okay, I can live with that. But me being rotten doesn't change how bizarre this entire situation is. You're confessing to me, I get it, that's kind of a big deal. But why on earth, Judith, the woman so dead set on doing the sweetest possible thing in any given situation, why would that person be trying to get me to cheat on my girlfriend the day before I leave town? Because I love you? I mean, you and Violet are breaking up anyway, so what does it matter? See, that's what I'm talking about. Judith isn't someone who would think like that. She's known me long enough to know that's something I would never even consider doing in the first place. So who are you trying to appeal by acting like this? Who exactly are you trying to impress? I'm not some spineless protagonist in a low-budget hentai. I'm not gonna set my relationship with Violet on fire just because you grabbed my arm and stuff. Hentai? Judy, you cosplay. You know what hentai is. Maybe it's wrong for me to conflict this image I have of you with how you're actually behaving right now. Maybe I should just shut up and accept your feelings as some sort of definite truth. But everything about this just seems really, really out of character. I know you're mad at Violet, but you aren't mad enough to get me to cheat on her, right? I ended there, doing my best to put the ball in Judith's court. But Judith doesn't say anything. Oh my god, no way, no freaking way, there's no way you're that bitter. Jesus, Judy, really? Is that really what this is? Even after my taunts, Judith doesn't say a thing. She simply stares at me, the light fading from her normally vibrant eyes. Judith? Hello? Is there a reason you're trying to wrap me up in all this? Speak now, or forever hold your... You're the one that's acting out of character, Oliver. Judith's voice, normally so sweet and comforting, is laced with something that paralyzes me to my core. Damn! Why are you suddenly so sloppy and imprecise with your words now? Up until today, you were always so careful with the things you said to me. I could feel your deliberation like a gentle hand placed firmly on the back of my neck, pushing me downward closer and closer to you with each flawless word, perfect, flawless word. After a certain amount of time, your will was so strong that I could feel my own desires being supplanted with a singular, overwhelming desire to please you. It was strange at first, simply being in your presence and having my will roll like that, but I didn't really mind. I was so eager to give you my time, my body, my future, anything you wanted to cultivate the person you were ultimately meant to become. It didn't matter what I was doing before. If you wanted to spread time with me, then that's what we were doing. Everything I did was in service of you. Everything was in service of strengthening our bond. And then I lost to Violet, naturally inhibiting the amount of support I could provide you. But again, I didn't mind. Not really. I was content to be your childhood friend and nothing more. After all, Violet is the one you wanted to. Emil, Ashton, and Andy never had the chance to be an object of your affection like that. So compared to them, I had it great. There was no point in ever feeling sorry for myself. But now, the gentle pressure in your words is gone. And if that's gone, then so is my patience. So yes, it might be out of character for me to act like some homewrecker, but you're acting out of character too, so that changes things a bit, don't you think? If you're not acting how you should, then why would I? Why should any of us? If I have one last opportunity to give you everything you want, then why shouldn't I take it? I don't want you acting like this, Judith. You're lying. This is absolutely what you want. It's the perfect fetish for someone as low functioning and socially inept as yourself. You want someone completely won over by your words, somebody completely under your influence. Isn't that the easiest way to prove to them you're not defective? Judith dives forward and presses her warm, voluptuous figure against mine. She moves her perfect pink lips to my ear, her breath hitting my naked brain like a bullet of steam. So just tell me what else you want, and then we can get started. Oh damn! Me, I would've pushed her off. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not gonna cheat on my girl. What I want? Don't give me an option, bro. Just pick for me. I want. Don't fold, bro. Don't fold. I want to watch a movie with you. Your choice. I don't even care. My man, just please get off. Get me off. I mean, get off me. Please get off me. You know, Then why didn't you say so earlier, silly? Let's watch something lighthearted this time. I want our last day together to be a fun one, okay? That was kind of creepy, I'm not gonna lie. And just like that, she's completely back to normal. As she gets up to find a movie, I try and drown the weight in my stomach with a mouthful of sweet tea. All this is turned a brick of lead in my gut into a cube of grainy, disgusting sugar. What does Judith mean? Does that mean like I failed, or does that mean I succeeded? Alright, let's go see my girl, you feel what I'm saying, Auntie, right? Auntie? And Andy. Hey kid, how's your lady friend doing? My lady friend, do you mean Violet? Her name is Violet, do you even know that? What sort of conversation is a comment like that's supposed to work anyway? Blah 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 blah. Andy. Just as I thought, the park itself is mostly empty, save for a couple of kids running around the playground. Andy, of course, is aggressively doing pull-ups on the monkey bars. You know, there are kids that would probably love to be climbing on those. Now we're in my present. Andy looks over at me just for a moment before resuming her workout. Lies. If that was true, then somebody would have said something. 27, 28. They're probably too polite to ask a grown woman to do anything like that in the first place. Well, if they're too polite to ask, then they're polite enough to wait. 29, 30. Damn! Andy swims backwards and flings herself off the monkey bars, her toned body barreling at me like a missile. Her impact with her ground shoots a wave of sand into the air so massive that almost reaches my chin. Given the proximity of her landing, I can't help but wonder if this is yet another example of her just being reckless or rather a display of her position. And she sticks the dismount. Ooh, alright, now I'm motivated. You ready to go then, Slim? I figure we jog around our normal route. That's good with you? Seriously? Jogging? You want to spend our last day hanging out together jogging? Why? Is that actually what you want? Of course not. I want to go to a water park with you and Judy. I want to drive circles around you two in a go-kart while snacking on a massive funnel cake. But I'm a grown-ass woman. So I don't do what I want, I do what I must. And right now, I need to make sure your scrawny ass is ready for the outside world. So let's go. Andy begins jogging away from me at a swifter pace than normal. Is she a real one? You feel what I'm saying? Exhausted but unable to form a rebuttal, I reluctantly follow her out the park. Damn. Andy is demeaning as ever, but I don't know. It doesn't get to me as much for some reason. Naturally, she slows down a little bit as we approach Ashton's house. You haven't met up with him today, right? Maybe he's actually being smart for once and resting up. Andy peeks over the dilapidated fences, staring into the dark gold palm trees and firm. No lights. Come on, Ash. Stop doing this to yourself. Don't you want to get better? I doubt he's pushing himself too hard, Andy. This old man's no slave driver. Ash is probably just off doing something harmless with Emil before I go meet up with him. Right. Of course. He's just hanging out with Emil. Bro time. Got it. Andy slowly shuffles away from the property before forcing himself into a light jog. The gentle plodding of her footsteps soon becomes all I can hear as we push ourselves forward, forward, and forward, and forward, and forward. Andy and I arrive at a resting point a bit later than we usually do. To stretch my body against a tree, but I notice something. Andy, for some reason, looks like she's about to vomit. Are you okay? Maybe you should drink some. I'm fine, obviously. I don't need water. I just had trouble swallowing for a second. Come on, we're not stopping here. I don't want to be anywhere near this hellhole. Let's move. I don't have time to respond to any of this before Andy, clearly drained, begins sprinting away from the school. Even though my legs are numb with pain, a strange blend of concern and frustration pushes me to run after her. After what feels like hours, we finally make it back to the park, and I find the nearest bench and collapse on it while Andy, unfazed from before, throws her right up on the picnic table and begins stretching. Come on, Oliver, we've been over this. If you don't stretch after running, you're gonna be sore in the morning. Get up. You need to get in the habit of doing this. Get up and stretch. Give me a second or two. I feel like if I put any more pressure on my legs, something's gonna tear. That's the whole point. You tear them and they grow back stronger. Man up. This is literally the last thing I need you to do today. Then you can make love to that bench for all I care. But then I get a splinter. Get off the damn bench, Oliver. God, you're so freaking stubborn, Andy. I hop over the picnic table and begin stretching my hamstrings. Stubborn is just another way to say tenacious. And if it wasn't tenacious, I'd never get anything done. And Andy is just your weird way of saying Angelica. And if you weren't Angelica, then maybe so... You just called me Angelica, which tells me you desperately want one or more of your bones broken. Now, why is that, I wonder? Do you hate exerting yourself so much that you want me to send you to the hospital? I could just break a finger or two. I don't have to shatter anything vital. Or maybe I'll break your heart instead and tell Judy what a rotten, lazy person you've become now that you're leaving us. Or how you told me to go F this bench. Oh my god, did you just swear? That's adorable. I didn't know you could do that. I thought it was something reserved for kids that actually hit puberty. Something, something, something. You've clearly never been on the internet. Blah, 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 blah. Blah. Blah, 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 blah. 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 The two of us look over at each other and begin laughing from deep within our core. And just like that, the hardened persona of my tough as nails coach crumbles under the weight of this absurd little moment. Oh man, oh man. I'm gonna miss this. Damn, you suck, you know that? You suck for making me laugh. You suck for leaving. Hurt, doesn't it? Yup, sure does. Nothing I can't handle though. Our last quiets down, giving way to the sound of distant seagulls and the hums of vehicles on the road behind us. I don't know about Judy though. Still not sure if she can handle it yet, to be honest. She's laughed that hard plenty of times. Whenever when Ashley got his fist stuck in a mason jar and the mill had to butter his wrist, she almost passed out. No, dumbass, I don't think she can handle you leaving Siren's call. I don't know if she's emotionally prepared for it. Oh. I spent a second or two trying to congregate my thoughts. Well, it's happening regardless. It's not like I'm really prepared for any of it myself either. I have a vague idea of what's it gonna be like. Lectures, crowded cafeterias, gross bathrooms, those things should be familiar enough. But other than that, I have no clue. Exactly. You could get mugged outside the airport, jump at one of your dormitories because you snore too loudly. Like literally anything can happen. Andy leans her head back and stares into the sky like a turkey drowning itself in the rain. I guess that's why I'm pushing you guys so hard. I want to make sure we're all strong enough to handle this crap. But now that one of us is actually leaving, I can't help but wonder if I did enough. Don't worry, I'll be fine. You can't guarantee that. Neither can you. Oh really? Look at what I built, Oliver. Do you honestly think anybody's dumb enough to try and jump me at this point? It's a simple fact of nature that if you look strong, then that's enough to scare most people away. And if you actually went half as hard as I did, and if you actually went half as hard as I did during our workouts, then that should be enough to scare pretty much anything else they tried to do to you. But even with our muses, none of us were tough enough to handle this stuff on our own. I only wish I had a little more time to fix that. Andy turns his head up from the sun and grabs the bill of her hat, clearly awaiting a response. We're pretty strong though, Andy. We're all still alive, aren't we? Listen here, Bench. It's not good enough to just be alive. You need to be prepared for whatever has the power to rip that life away from you. You need to fight back when they try to fill that rusty frame of yours to the ocean. Right. Which reminds me, I know she might not have said anything to you directly, but Judy is obviously expecting you to spend some time with her today. Have you gone and done that by any chance? We hung out for a little bit today, yeah. It was, awesome. Glad to hear that. I know you probably had a date with Violet today or something, so thanks for setting aside the time to say goodbye to my sister. Now, Violet and I didn't actually have any plans for today. You don't say. Interesting. Any reason for that? No, not particularly. It just wasn't something she seemed really worried about. That's bizarre. I thought for sure she'd be the first person you'd be running over to see. How strange. Ideally, we could have all done something together. That would have made loads more sense than having me running around town all day looking for you guys. Running is good for you, Slim. Keeps you grounded. And besides, you don't want another day where everyone is just sitting around feeling sorry for themselves, right? Doesn't have to be like that, though. But it would be like that. You know it would. We all have plenty of time to sort things out once you're gone. But today is your day, Captain. Should be about you. Violet had her time in the sun. You're not worried about her then, Andy? You freaking worry about me eating the wrong kind of peanut butter, but Violet being by herself this long doesn't bother you at all. I only worry about the people I can actually help, and Violet is beyond our help at this point. Don't you think so? Feeling my head boil over rage, I gave Andy's words a quick thumbs down and leave the park. Beyond our help, really? I bet if it was Ash, you wouldn't be saying that crap. You'd be doing everything you could to help him. Everything. You'd be doing everything you could. Damn. It seems like there's some beef between Andy and Violet. It seems like... Yeah, because Judith don't even recognize Violet, right? last one is Emil. Watch out, college boy coming through. That's all I am to you people, isn't it? Better not mess this up then, I guess. What's up with these people, random ass people that I don't even know talking to me like they know me? I myself at the local library, domain of absolute knowledge, as well as a weak, pervasive chemical smell. Even if Emil isn't here, I can at least return my books so the feds doesn't end up chasing me down. Damn, the feds gonna chase you down if you don't return a book for real? Thankfully, his presence in the far corner of the room assures my trip here, as the very least is an efficient one. I begin walking over, my friend looking up for his book and greeting with a court wave of his hand. You're here, excellent. Glad you could make it. No problem. I had a feeling you'd be here anyway. You want to talk about the book some more, right? Indeed. I'd like to get your opinion on it before you depart for your Asheville. We'll have to keep our discussions down, however. There's a big chess tournament happening on the other side of the building, and you didn't enter it? I figured you'd be chomping over at the bit for another chance to increase your ELO ranking, Mr. Future State Champ. Normally, yes, but those sorts of events typically take all day, and I didn't want to clutter my schedule. I'm sure you could discern as to why. Emil kicks up the left side of his face with a smirk, and I can help but do the same. You passed up easy money on my behalf, Emil? I'm honored. Currency is a bit of a relic these days. Pride is forever, and I wouldn't be able to handle the shame if I failed to send you off properly, now would I? Thank you, number 2. I appreciate that. Although I doubt you'd think so little of money if you had to, actually pay rent or something. A delight hypothetical to be sure, one that I'm eager to explore in the coming months. There's no way you'd be excited to pay rent, my guy. You don't have to act big around me. I'm pretty sure we both know it's gonna be terrible. Perhaps. But for now, we are young and free of debt. So just give me a second to go to the bathroom, then we'll get started, alright? Alrighty. Oh, number 2? If you decide you need to go number 1 in there by any chance, don't pull your pants down away when you're in front of the urinal. Someone might walk in and see your butt. I started laughing so hard that I barely able to complete my sentence. I was 8 when that happened. Yup, and that's what Ash told me. And you weren't even going to the same school as me yet, so I didn't need to. His description of the event was self-transcendent. Emil was such a smug guy that I have to take the wind out of his sails every now and then. Otherwise, he'd just fly away. Well, I suppose if pride is forever, then so is shame. We love you. Shut up. Emil walks away humble, but not completely put out. In fact, by the time I sat down to finish out my copy of The Stranger, he's already begun making his way back over. He sits down across from me. We begin our discussion. The technique that the author uses is remarkable. Writes in such a way that although Mercedes is detached, he's still quite relatable. Hardly the heroic type though, right? Yeah, we've seen this already. Guess I'll pick that. This brought up a question. There's an entire potluck of things that distracted horribly. So if we start diving into something that's hysteric, we're gonna end up being here all day. But I've got something about this book that I've been dying to ask you specifically, Emil. Oh, you don't say. Normally, Emil would be much more upset that I dismiss his music so rapidly, but I know he couldn't resist a good challenge. He smirks as to say, let's see if what you're bringing to the table is worthy of my palate. So what is it then? What exactly is your question? Alright, so if every good story needs a villain, right? Or at very least some sort of strong agnostic force, but everybody in this book is so wrong that I can't figure out who that person is supposed to be. So in your opinion, who is the story's antagonist? Is that all it is? Well, the answer to that is obvious, Oliver. Is it not the main character himself? Is it not Merce Walt? After all, his refusal to think for himself and commit to any meaningful role in life ultimately is what allows him to be taken advantage of. He'll do anything, say anything, and become anyone, so ultimately he's garroted into something, becoming a murderer. No way. No, that's so backwards, dude. You don't think the guy that gave him a gun halfway into the book was like, go shoot this guy, he's been looking at me, funny is to blame it all? You don't think Raymond is the antagonist? No, not at all. It is Mustang's own weakness that allows him to be so malleable. If he wasn't so constant, if he was not constantly at odds with himself, dueling with his own agnostic forces, he would never been put in such a ridiculous situation. In other words, it is his own fault he was manipulated. That's way too cold to be correct. No, there's no way that can be right. I'm almost certain that it is. Raymond may be a bad person, but he's hardly the story's antagonist. By definition alone, moral salt fits that role snugly. So if you were trying to shark some kid out of a rare trading card, or trick an old lady over the phone into lending you money, then wouldn't that make you a villain? That's a fallacy, Oliver. The straw man fallacy, to be exact. Context matters. What if I knew that little punk stole the car from my sister and I ended up tricking him so that I could easily return it to her? Or what if the old lady in question had dementia and I needed her to give me a credit card number so I could buy her groceries? And even if the surface details plot into the point to the villain's intent, in the greater schemes of things, I still might be the antagonist of whatever story I'm in. But you still be a jerk. Even if you weren't the number one jerk, second place still isn't bad. Sure, but at the risk of sounding pedantic, you apply a singular antagonist with the phrasing of your questions. And the single greatest force working against our protagonist is in fact himself. I think that's a pretty sound thesis, don't you think? I guess. I don't like how little blame he is placing on that guy's manipulating everyone, but I can't refute his argument. Maybe, I guess you're right. Perhaps. But no matter what role the characters actually play, it still makes for fun discussion. I'm glad Judith was kind enough to recommend this book to us. As always, she has remarkable taste. I suppose it's no surprise that her preferred material turned out so divine. Whoa, divine, huh? Does she know you're whipping out the big adjectives for her like that, number two? Might want to tone it down in case she ends up walking through that door and sees something else breaking out of you, if you catch my drift. That reminds me. There's one more thing I feel is worth mentioning, Oliver. Oh? You're wrong about being second. There's nothing worse than second place. Being that close to absolute perfection and coming up short is sickening. Remember that. Anyways, I think this is as good as point as any to finish up. We should probably return our books, seeing as if we're not coming back here for a while. Let's go. Use the brain who smiles at absence returns. No, not likely with the session alert. It's going to the lobby. The library. Alright. And now I can see Ashton. Violet's house. Yeah. Alright. And blah 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 blah. Okay. I already seen all the. Wait, what? Wait, what? What the hell just happened? That's best. That beats me up. What the hell just happened? Well, we took bridge, hoping to find Violet there. Sure enough, she's a rose painter stuff. Oh. The rest of my things. After some time, Miss Lawrence pulls me to the driveway. Their body trying to make it into Orlando, however. Apparently, an absurd number of Gosford tourists move onto the runways of the airport right after Miss Lawrence got off her flight. Some environmental sensors on the radio pointed to unrestricted development in surrounding areas as the primary cause of their migration. Looks like I won't be leaving Cyrus school anytime soon. How unfortunate. Alright, bro, I ain't doing all that again, bro. You got it. I ain't doing all that again, bro. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I'm not the smartest person, but with that being said, appreciate y'all for watching. Like, follow, subscribe, and all that good stuff if you will. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. One.